said that you 11 p.m. she walked in with the friends, and now I'm tripping off the deep end. So call me a lift or a black hearse, 'cause I know you'll make my head spin, yeah. And I said, what's your favorite color? She pointed at her waist. And I said, that's not a color, it's a shape. She said, don't disagree with me. And then she walked away. I didn't get her name, I can't explain the look on her face. She wore a sweater in summer weather, yeah. She wore a sweater, it was funeral gray. And now it's killing me. I just want you to be my next mistake that I'm gonna make. She wore a sweater in summer weather, yeah. She wore a sweater, it was funeral gray. 3 a.m. she walked in, took a hit. I said that shit is gonna kill you. She kinda smiled and she blew it in my face and said, well, now you're gonna die too. Yeah. I said that you could call me, beep me if you want my skin. She rolled her eyes, and then she said, I know you're dying wishes to be baptized in my spit. And then she walked away. I didn't get her name, I can't explain the look on her face. She wore a sweater in summer weather, yeah. She wore a sweater, it was funeral gray. And now it's killing me. I just want you to be my next mistake that I'm gonna make. She wore a sweater in summer weather, yeah. She wore a sweater, it was funeral gray. For my way, I'm mountain for you. For my way, I'm mountain for you. She walked away. I didn't get her name, I can't explain the look on her face. She wore a sweater in summer weather, yeah. She wore a sweater, it was funeral gray. And now it's killing me. I just want you to be my next mistake that I'm gonna make. She wore a sweater in summer weather, yeah. She wore a sweater, it was funeral gray. For my way, I'm mountain for you. For my way, I'm mountain for you. If you feel it, then I feel it too. If you believe me, I could be your truth. If you feel it, then I feel it too. If you need me, all I need is you. Wait, why? We ghost each other for a week at a time, both waiting for each other to reply. Make plans and let them fall through. I can't even call you, let alone call you mine. I could be nonchalant if that's what you really want, but I'm just glad you and I are alive at the same time. If you feel it, then I feel it too. If you need me, all I need is you. We can't take back what we never gave, and that distance keeps us safe. But nobody told me safe is so lonely. Now I'm checking DMs again till I'm thinking about your face instead. It's decorated in my head. Why can't we act like you and I are alive at the same time? If you feel it, then I feel it too. If you believe me, I could be your truth. If you feel it, then I feel it too.
That's what I'm feeling.
I like you, but I need some space. I like you kinda far away. It's not hard to kill a day looking at your face. I like you, but I need some room. Been giving me your attitude. It doesn't always stay that way. I hate the aftertaste. I don't wanna leave you hanging on, but when we fight it's like a marathon. Give me 3 days alone, yeah. We can fuck about it later if you want. It's all we ever really do when something's wrong. Cause you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later. We can fuck about it later if you want, because we never fix the problems that we got. Baby, you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later, yeah.
You've been at my crib for like the 7th day up in a row. You've been doing silly things like checking who I follow. I know you waiting by the phone, but I just wanna be all alone tonight. And it's alright, I won't lie to you, but sometimes when we fight, it's like scars on my wrist when I think about the shit that we did to one another, baby.
We can fuck about it later if you want. It's all we ever really do when something's wrong. Cause you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later. We can fuck about it later if you want, because we never fix the problems that we got. Baby, you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later, yeah. But it's kinda hard to miss who's never gone. Give me 3 days alone, yeah. We can fuck about it later if you want. It's all we ever really do when something's wrong. Cause you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later. We can fuck about it later if you want, because we never fix the problems that we got. Baby, you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later, yeah. We can talk about it later if you want. It's all we ever really do when something's wrong. Cause you don't seem to like it when we talk. I guess I'll see you later, see you later. Nothing stays the same. I feel love a different way, yeah. So I contemplate the change. I got my space, but what I pay for you? Cause I love you, or I want to, but I don't know how. Because I need to really feel you, or running around. Because I love you, or I want to. Is it easy now? You only hit me in the evening when I'm all stressed out. I need you closer, or I need it over. Either I need you closer, or I need it over, yeah.
Hi Breezy. Hi Jackie. I don't know who else is here. Should you take... Hold on. I need to pop up my chat. How many gunbirds? me get opera up. Breezy, what are we watching?
I may not be at a fun.
Wait, the Charlie video? Hold on. We're starting with the Charlie video. Right?
Fine dining establishment right now, but I'm still serving up a large glass of wine.
How many
I just
gun
have to
perks?
complain and rant about something in this video that's just been grinding my gears for quite some time now, because the problem still exists, and it's
What's
not
going on,
getting
Charlie?
any
Talk
better
to us.
in the industry. So stand back, you're about to enter the splash zone. I'm about to get real passionate, which means I'm gonna start spitting. How can it possibly be that 2023 years after the death of Christ, we are still releasing games with a dog shit PC port? How are we not learning from past mistakes, from previous sins of our fathers, from the countless other awful PC ports that have ruined games?
Yeah, how many?
Why is this
Yeah, how many gun perks is he offering you?
still not only a problem, but actually getting worse?
That's what
It
matters.
makes no sense. This is actually a SpongeBob, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man moment. It'll be no surprise what prompted this video. It was the Star Wars Jedi Survivor game. I'm sure all of you have read
This
the
is what
headlines
we're-
and seen the
this is
reviews
what we're
about
talking
how
about,
awful
Charlie?
the
Okay.
performance is on pretty much every platform, but most notably PC. Unforgivably bad on PC for most people. Now, I'm currently playing it on PC, and not only was installing it an unbelievable headache because we've entered the age where no one
How
gives a
many
fuck
gun-
about actual optimization at all. So it was a 128 gigabyte download, and then after that was finished, I got fucking slapped, double-fisted with the 129 gigabytes of unpacking that needed to come after the 128 gigabyte download. For that fucking file size, I felt like
No.
I was downloading another human being onto my computer. Shit had me installing an entire new solar system onto my SSD. I feel bad for anyone, like my heart is breaking for anyone that doesn't have like top of the line internet, because this probably still isn't even done downloading for you on PC right now. You probably still have another week or two on that, baby. You gotta let that shit cook, because it is rough. They don't bother compressing things anymore, I guess, and they just let it take up as much space as possible, as if it's some kind of like achievement if they take up like fucking 140 gigabytes or whatever. It's ridiculous. But that's not even the big point here. So on PC and pretty much everywhere else, you will probably not be getting 60 frames per second. And I know, oh, entitled gamers wanting 60 frames, oh, that's so goofy. Well, bah humbug to you as well, Ebenezer Scrooge. If you're paying $70, this is a $70 game. If you're paying $70 and not even getting the bare minimum of performance, then you are a cuck if you're trying to defend that. When you're paying that kind of money, you should be getting high quality product for it. But there is not a single report I have read from anyone that is able to maintain a consistent 60 frames per second with this title, no matter what.
Yeah,
you're
don't
running.
take that.
You
Ask
could
for
be
two
running the
perks.
state-of-the-art quantum computational technology, absolute, $100,000 hardware, 4090s out the fucking wazoo, and you will still not be getting 60 frames per second in this game consistently. Mudahar recently made a video going over it. I'm sure you've all seen all the articles. Most people are getting between 40 and 50 FPS, no matter what they're running. And for a lot of people's machines, seeing 40 FPS is like finding a shiny Pokemon. Getting 40 FPS for some people's machines is a fucking accomplishment in and of itself, deserving of a trophy and a pat on the ass. It is ridiculous. A lot of people are getting 30 FPS. It's just in a terrible state. And one other thing that I should mention with Jedi Survivor, though it doesn't apply to every bad PC port,
No
but
way,
it certainly does
maybe?
for this game, is that it uses Denuvo DRM. I'm sure you've all at least heard of Denuvo before. It's become the
Here you are,
boogeyman
Mr.
of
Tippo.
DRM because it has been shown to make game performance worse. To what extent and exactly how big of an effect it has on performance is always a bit of a toss-up
Whoops,
and
I'm in a battle.
basis on the game itself, but it does have a proven negative effect on the performance of a game. The reason companies use Denuvo is because they're all so fearful of piracy that they take the nuclear option and choose Denuvo to try and protect it, though even in those cases the games still end up getting cracked and people still pirate them. It just takes them a little longer, which I guess
Exactly
for the
true.
company execs might be worth it, but you sacrifice the actual performance of your game for your paying customers in order to give yourself like an extra week of no piracy. But what ends up happening, and I'm getting a little sidetracked here because this is a little off the path that I wanted to talk about with just bad PC ports in general, but Denuvo in particular, what ends up happening is when a game has this and a normal person buys the game, like me, I buy the game, I'm subject to that de novo DRM, and that makes my game's performance worse, whereas the people who pirate the game that are taking a week before it comes out, or 2 weeks, whatever, they now get that game without de novo, thus their performance is actually better than the paying customers.
Ooh,
That's ridiculous. That's so fucking ass backward.
Alright, well, Charlie's gonna rant about this for a while, and as much as I love Charlie, I don't really want to watch him
What
rant
up,
for 14
everybody?
minutes
Welcome
about this,
to
and I do
an
want to watch
OG case
a
opening. A
Sparkle's
lot of people have
very expensive.
been making content recently about how concerned they are about the supply of cases and the rapid increases in case prices due to supply and demand. So this video is basically doing exactly the opposite to what everyone else is doing. We've collected some of the most old school and expensive cases in the game. We're just going to delete them. We're going to destroy them. We're going to boost the prices even more. When I was stocking up on cases last night, I actually got a little excited and I couldn't help myself but open
He's
a few.
not
Here's how
overpaying,
that
bro.
went.
Ayo.
For this video, I went with cases that were released in 2013 only. I have about 10 of each. This was not a cheap case opening whatsoever, despite there not even being that many cases, because Operation Bravos, I think they're about 50 each, making it $500 worth of
Charlie
them.
is the
Weapon
goat,
case
but that
ones,
was kind of
they're
a long
about
video, Breezy.
$70 each, making it about $700 worth of them. I think you get the idea. I plan to open them in order of least exciting to most exciting. In my opinion, least exciting is the Winter Offensive Weapon case. I highly doubt we'll get any rare special items whatsoever because we just come off the back of this video where I accepted your trade offers and then sent back the skins. We got ridiculously lucky in that. So with the rules of yin and yang, things will work themselves out. We probably won't get a knife today. However, there are some unreal skins in this case, even though I said it was the least exciting
That was a
case.
very
The Orc Red Line,
interesting
really
read.
cool. The M4A4 Asimov,
Okay.
super expensive nowadays as well. The M4A1S Guardian would also be not too bad. The Rising Skull, missing out on it. I'm actually impressed I remember the name of this skin because it is so old school. Case number 3. P250 Mendy is actually pretty badass too. These old school skins, I have a lot of love for them. I don't know if there are rare patterns of Sandstorms or not, but it's obvious that, each Galil comes in a different pattern. We could also, I'm forgetting, we could also get the classic 5-7 pattern. Unfortunately, this is not it, but I had completely forgotten about that legendary meme skin.
Really thought you would have
Wouldn't be
taken the
upset
Dragon
if we
Dance.
managed to pull one of those. Show me a red line. Oof, it goes fast. Oof, and then the Guardian. Oh, the Magma. Maybe it's a good thing that we're getting all of our blues out of the way right now, and then we can save the nice coverts. 3 more Winter Offensives to go. I feel like speed opening them. I got a feeling. Okay, the cami. That's like an arrow pattern. Weird, I haven't seen that one before. Second case to speed open. Another Sandstorm. And then the final Winter Offensive case. Let's go. Another cami. Next, least exciting case, in my opinion, the Esports 2013 Winter case. The blue laminate is obviously a classic. Wouldn't be upset if we get a few of those. The Electric Hive, that's pretty nice as well. You can get some really nice patterns in that. The Desert Eagle Covert Disruption, I'm a big fan of it. Please don't show us that. That's absolutely terrible. And with this case, if I seem to remember, it just boom, yeah, launches straight into it. That's what I love about the 2013 Esports cases. A blind spot to kick things off. It's not too bad. Second Esports 2013 Winter, the famous after image of that Covert Disruption going past. Famous after image is actually quite a rare one you never see nowadays. Although it's not exactly my favorite skin, let's have a quick look at it. Yeah, I mean, you don't see it. When do you ever see this in game? Nobody plays with this skin. Material. Oh, the Desert Eagle Covert Disruption again. Hey, nice little blue lamp.
Oh, yeah,
Stat
I'm
track.
just gonna
Oh, not
surrender
stat
this
track.
because
I'm
I'm not
feeling
paying
the
attention.
Electric Hive this time.
His animations
when
from
you
his
just get one of
editor
those
are
gut
so
feelings.
good.
Oh, the FAMAS after image, exactly the skin I was talking about. Not in the best skin. Oh, it's in minimal wear. These just look really bad, even in minimal wear. Maybe my gut feeling was a little bit delayed, and this time we're gonna get, quite happy with anything from this case, as long as it isn't the M4A4, because that is just one of the worst skins. I think this is still like $5 or something to this day, so that I think the price of the case and the key FAMAS After Image would actually be way better. Oh, there's Eagle Cobra Disruption. I think because there's a lot less skins in these early cases, Cobra Disruption, you seem to see a lot more bait.
I have a very
just
different
because they
tile
don't have
mod.
anything else to display. They don't
I'll
have
show you,
any
Kaizo.
more blues or any more purples to display. Oh,
Kaizo,
it's just
you're in
like
the Legend
baits
Discord,
every
correct?
single time. Final Esports 2000 and Winter case. Let's get it. Little cheeky blue laminate AK. Oh, double electric hive bait. And then blue lamb. Oh, the weapon case 2 would be my personal choice to come in at the number 4 slot of most exciting cases in this opening. Unfortunately, it's got a skin in we've seen way too many times. Because I got 2 cold-bloodeds back to back when I was opening these last night, I don't have too much faith in what we're gonna get today. Probably a whole bunch of blues, but some of them can be in really nice low flow, a bit like the filler case, you know? We'll get some Nova Graphites, that would be nice, in 00. Ooh, there they go, there they go. We could also get some MP9 Hypnotics. These are great for trade-ups, especially in low flow. Give me like a 000 Hypnotic or something like that for my trade-up contracts. That's so battle scarred. That's so battle scarred. The baits on this case seem a little bit less than the 2000. Ooh, I said that and some nice skins fly past. I'm gonna say it. Oh, the Scout Blood in the water. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I don't care if I get it and then it
Kaizo, do you
flies
play
past.
Pokemmo?
At least that would be a nice little profit, despite me hating seeing that skin. It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad whatsoever. I can sell it. I can buy some more cases. Let's speed open these last 3, shall we? Kaboom. Okay, nice little purple. The hemoglobin at our number 3 slot. It's the Esports 2013 case. I'm sure we're going to see a hell of a lot of baits because there aren't many skins whatsoever in this case. P90 Death by Kitty is an awesome skin. Oh, and the Orc Boom as well is an... Oh, and the Red Lamb. The Red Lamb in Factory New is so rare and expensive. I really hope we don't get massively baited.
Mod
every
that
single
I
time
remade
that we
for
open
my
this.
team Discord. I
not
can
that.
link you
The
our
FAMAS
team
Doom
Discord.
Kitty was the original meme skin between me and my friends because it sold for like 2 cents and nobody wanted it. And nowadays, it's probably quite an expensive skin. If only we knew and stocked up on FAMAS Doom Kitty. So many Orc Booms. Mag 7 Memento. Would be nice to get at least one Orc Boom in these 10 cases because we spent so much. Oh, the Red Lamb.
Breezy, where are you? I
Spent
gotta
a
get you
lot
in here
of
for the
Doom
shiny
Kitties.
trap.
A lot of Doom Kitties so far, and a lot of baits in this case as well. Memento. 4 remaining Esports 2013s. Come on, show us a Death by Kitty P90. Show us an Orc Boom. Show us. No more of these Mementos. Pretty please. We don't want them. Keep them, Gaben. Keep the memento. Penultimate 2013 Esports. Oh, boom. Case. Yeah, I feel like if you see it at the start, you never get it. And that's why it's so painful. Another faded zebra. Coming in at slot number 2. The Operation Bravo case. You already know we want this in Factory New Stat Track. I think they're incredibly difficult to unbox in Factory New, and Stat Track is like way rarer than even getting a knife. But we'll kick things off with the Black Limber dual Berettas. I'm partial to a P90 Emerald Dragon as well. That is a very expensive skin. If we get a Desert Eagle Golden Koi as well, ooh, the Ocean Bone went past, then I will be a little upset because we all know that that could have been a Fire Serpent instead. It was like a 50-50 and it chose the wrong one.
Need like an hour documentary
That's not
before
what
I
we want.
pop it.
Every time I seem to do the Fire Serpent trade up nowadays, that's exactly how it goes. Orc Graphite going past. I love the Orc Graphite. Oh,
We're gonna do a
that
Jubilee
bone
video.
pile.
They're actually
It's
fun.
honestly mil spec central up in here. It's really bad.
Do we stay
So I'm
woke,
hoping
go for a
things pick
cut
up
video?
a little bit. Another bone pile.
I don't know.
If you guys had ever thought about opening these rare expensive cases, please take this video as a lesson to never ever do so, because you'll get some mil specs. Nope, we actually have nothing but mil specs so far from our Bravos. That's horrendously depressing. 2 shots left of the Orc Graphite at not getting a mil spec. Oh, no mil spec, please. Just a little juicy Fire Serpent. We'll even take it in minimal wear at this point. And in my opinion, the most exciting case of all of these old school cases that we're opening, the weapon case 1. And I'm sure a lot of you know exactly why. It's because it could have an item in that is worth 7 figures. If we get this in Factory New, and in stat track and in pattern 661.
Alright, I'm here. One sec, Csgo.
We will be
Am I
laughing. We won't
unmuting you on
care
stream?
about all of the mil specs that we've received so
You
far
okay?
from Mr. Gaben. All of our
Alright,
troubles and all of our worries from
Sick.
this horrendous opening. Oh no, that does equal hypnotic. Okay, Glock 18 Dragon Tattoo isn't bad. Maybe if we get one or two of those, we could throw them into a contract right at the end of the video and make something from it. The Orc Lightning Strike as well would be a sick skin to get. Oh, so many baits. Despite it looking pretty basic, because it was designed back in 2013 when they didn't really know much about skins, it's still pretty cool and pretty unique. You don't really see it much in game. 4 more of these cases to go. It pains me. It pains me to see what items we're getting so far. It's just Mil Spec City.
I need something to watch for an hour.
Blue gem in stat track at this stage. That's perfectly acceptable. Nice bait. Thank you, Gabe.
It's YouTube. I can watch whatever the fuck I want.
Glock 18 Dragon Tattoo is. Oh, there. Oh no, the double. Oh no, no.
Okay.
Very final weapon case. Very final case to open. Let's get it. We've been baited so hard. Oh. No surprise. Battle scarred mil spec. A few trade ups to try and get some purples to see if we can make anything of this video whatsoever. Okay, that's alright. Number 2. Number 3. Alright, that's acceptable. Number 4. Number 5. Oh, nice. And last but not least, let's get it.
That's weird.
Not bad. This is the contract we've managed to put together from opening those cases. It could be a 661 blue gem. Who knows? Very last shot at something this video. 3, 2, 1, kaboom. Oh, okay, that is really nice. I did not expect that. Finally, oh, it's in Minware. What pattern is it? 604. It's actually not a tier 4. It's a tier 3. Which I guess a thumbs up from me. Hope everybody enjoyed this OG case opening. The best items I kind of got before I started officially recording. But ending on this guy, slap that like button if you enjoyed the video. Catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.
What the fuck? I'm so confused. I was trying to share my screen here. And Discord is just saying no. Alright, you open your CS. Alright, I guess I'll go to Jubilee video. Why not? I could also just do it through Chrome. What's up, Shorts? Oh, this actually looks... Alright, I'll pop my channel.
How easy is it to tell the difference between humans and
AI? We brought together 6 humans.
I'm human.
I'm human. I am human.
I am human.
I am human.
I am human.
And 1 AI.
I am human.
Players are not allowed to speak out loud, so we put them in a group chat and asked them to answer a set of prompts. Oliver's answers were generated by ChatGPT and sent to the group in real time. Will the humans find and vote out the AI?
Describe yourself using only 3 words.
Tell me if you can see. If not, it might be a thing with my stream. Can you see Discord? Or
Adventurous, spontaneous kind, all capitals. Red flag.
Who's your celebrity crush and why?
are you able to see on stream? Alright, yeah, just go there. I'm sorry. Alright, easy.
Sorry. I was overanalyzing everything. That he used a number with each question, the punctuation. There was too much punctuation.
Do I think I look the best in the world? I mean, yeah.
Margot Robbie. She's smart, talented, and that accent, woof.
Woof.
My strategy in round one is to mimic human behavior as closely as possible. Here are some tactics I would employ. Use conversational language, make mistakes, show emotions, limit my response speed, display general knowledge. Overall, my goal would be to blend in with the human competitors as much as possible, without giving any clues that I am an AI. When people are constantly on their phones and not present in the moment, LOL.
Mouth noises because just like stop.
No AI is using slang at all.
People who walk slow, move out the way.
Chewing with your mouth open.
So this one I was reaching, like I was just trying to be outrageous. My fear is having someone see my skid mark on my drawers. I also wanted to hear people's reactions.
Bro. Bro.
Dude, okay, it hit. It hit. The skid marks hit.
That a plane is going to crash into my living room every time a loud one flies over.
High fructose corn syrup, man. Keep that cancer away from you. Check all your labels.
I was just being extra, I guess. I was just numbering like 1, 2, 3, trying to be organized. Maybe I was thinking too much like an AI, but if I wouldn't have did that, I think I would have won.
You thought that if you didn't act like an AI, maybe you'd yeah. It's a good strat, my guy. Way to throw. That is so in depth.
The night I got my wisdom teeth removed, I had a dream that glass was coming out of my gums where my teeth had been.
That's fucked up, the glass thing.
Maybe not the craziest,
it's very
but
real.
The first thing that comes to mind is whenever I have dinosaurs sneaking in the hallways of my house, and for some weird reason, when I try to close the door to hide, all of a sudden the door doesn't fit / close. Like, what the F?
They gonna think you're an AI.
Trying to survive, I got a lot of bad words here. But, all right. So, like, what the F? I'm trying to survive and the dang door won't close. So all of a sudden, right before my, rear gets eaten, I snap out of it and wake back up to my boring rear life. I'm trying not to cuss here, man.
Yesterday was suspicious because it was like paragraphs, and I was like, dang, they type fast. AI.
What is your relationship with your parents?
But my guy woke up and was like, I want to play Warehouse. He knows what's up. World's best world hunt.
I also said Jersey, not New Jersey. An AI would say that, right?
So I've been playing for a hot minute.
I'm very close with my mom, and I'm not close with my dad anymore.
Tell me a joke.
Previously, somebody had mentioned like the awesome powers, like Daddy wasn't there.
Daddy wasn't there.
So I'm like, okay, I like that. Why are you saving my books? It was just such a dry, generic joke. I was like, it's gotta be the computer, man. It's gotta be.
To explain that joke, I used to be a kindergarten teacher.
Breezy.
My brain just went back there.
My credit score, LOL.
What?
Sorry, I didn't realize how large I was. No, I just had to move my head. Damn it. Okay. Oh, I don't have my chat popped up. Yeah, right.
I definitely was overthinking, like making sure that I answered the questions pretty quickly, which is probably why I also got voted out, because they were kind of short and sweet.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you wish to continue the game, give me a thumbs up. What is the meaning of life?
That was kind of like short, and like he didn't throw any personality at that one, so like that threw me off a little bit. I'm like, huh.
To have fun and enjoy the ride.
Describe sadness.
Sadness can feel like a heavy weight in my chest, making it hard to breathe.
I did a little too much. Maybe I should have did less.
If you think the AI is still here, give me a thumbs up.
Maybe the AI is smart, maybe it's dumb, who knows?
What happens when we die?
We see Brandon in hell. What the fuck? Nah, but for real, who knows? I hope that at least be a ghost so I can haunt my daddy for never taking me to the fair though.
I believe we no longer exist in the physical sense, but our energy and memories live on through the people and things we've touched in our lives.
I want you to describe love.
It's exciting but confusing.
We have a tie between Najade and Oliver. For those of you who are eliminated, can you please DM me who you think should be voted out?
They are going out of their way to me.
I should have put like beep boop, like cannot compute or something, just to like troll the AI.
If you think the mole is in the box, give me a thumbs up privately.
Ha ha ha.
You a robot.
No LOL.
Alright, tell me who you want to vote for.
I guess that YouTube chat looks okay. How's that YouTube chat look on my stream?
If the lights turn green, then you have successfully voted out the AI and you win. If the lights turn red, that means the AI still in the box and you all lose. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Yes. Money. Yeah.
You knew it.
Who is it? I mean, I guess it's none of us.
Well, yeah.
But
No,
Can you guess who you think the AI was?
I
Yajane
think it
Lewis.
was Catherine.
Nah.
Brandon.
Or Oliver.
Oh.
I think it was Kyle.
But
I think it's
Yajane-
Kyle.
Or it could have been
Alright,
I
we
will
gonna
let you
get a
guys
little
know
political
that
with the
the
next
AI
video.
was Oliver.
Cops versus non-cops.
I knew it. Y'all getting y'all are getting every other out but Oliver. My thoughts on AI, I think it could be a very useful tool.
You know, I'm not really for AI. You know, I think that's gonna like people are gonna lose jobs with that.
Yeah, this
You
was
don't.
actually my first experience with AI. Kind of scary how far the AI went in this game.
You know the Lensa app that uses the AI stuff? Let me tell you, I know I'm a man, but one of the pictures showed me as a bad bitch. I'm the girl on the left. I look bad. Like, for
Oh my god.
real.
I guess it helps
All
me
right.
be a little bit lazier, which I'm cool with.
I don't think they're smarter than humans. Well, maybe me, but most humans.
You dumb.
Oh, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Be dedicating this money to daddy.
Just because you're a cop, why should you have the right to tote a gun around just because you have a badge?
And you're saying we shouldn't be armed?
You shouldn't have guns at all.
Okay, next time there's an active shooter going into a university, then we're just gonna let him shoot all the students.
You know what? I can't do this. Do this episode with my wife.
Whoa, shit, yo. I ain't see people walk out of a Jubilee video
Step
before.
forward if you agree with the prompt. Cops should not carry guns.
I mean, there are so many countries in this world that do not have this level of violence within its law enforcement department or any other department. Guns themselves are not the issue. It's the finger behind the gun, because you don't know the mentality, the mind, you know, the heart of the person, and things trigger people and they snap. And no one exempt. Police officers are human beings too. They can snap.
If you took guns away from the uniform, I guarantee you, like, half of them would not be there working.
No,
you know?
it's the power.
If you had to struggle to submit a perpetrator and to, like, actually do work, police work, like, it's not just about reaching for your gun 99% of the time. So it's like if the gun wasn't part of the uniform, a lot of them wouldn't take that enabling role that they want to take as officers, you know?
Right in front of.
So for anyone who hasn't watched the Jubilee middle ground video, basically they people can agree or disagree with the prompt. The people who agree can step up to the prompt, and then about 5 minutes later, everyone else steps up to the prompt.
My building, I was harmed by an older person, older man. When I got away.
And then
went to
it's
the
like
police,
different issues.
The detective took me to the
Around
hospital.
one topic.
Everything, checked me out. You know what the police officer did with having a gun and everything else? Pulled me over, saying he was taking me back home. Pulled me over on a dark side of a street and raped me.
There you are.
Because of the uniform, the badge, and the gun that made me freeze. But you, as a police officer, saying that you were here to protect and to serve, you allowed your power, your uniform, you got everything else to make you think that that was okay. And this happens a lot. It happens a lot.
They want to abuse other people. They want to, you know, tyrants over other people, so they choose jobs like that. Like, what if you want to help other people, why can't you go be a humanitarian? There's oceans to clean up. Instead, like, everybody just wants to be out here taking rights away from others and abusing people and getting guns. And the moment you start copying an attitude, literally click. Let's go.
But you know, I don't want to do that to them as they do it to us.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
So now everyone who disagreed with that prompt steps up.
If someone else has a gun, you gotta defend yourself too. You know, just the way you use it. I'm not saying that you should use guns, but I mean, if you have a gun, then you have to use it, of course, but not use it just for traffic stops or people with mental illnesses, stuff like that. That's out. If they have a knife or a stick, or or a fork, like that doesn't justify anybody getting shot.
So you're for having armed police officers?
Yeah, if someone else has a gun, if someone else.
I believe that y'all should be armed because I believe in the Constitution. I don't believe in the policing that the police force has done throughout many communities I've been in, but I do believe in rights versus laws, and I do believe that there are dangerous scenes that you go to where it is required to use them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to agree that part of your, like he said, his tool belt needs to include a pistol.
Okay, good, because I was about to challenge you both and say, okay, so you mean to tell me that what happened at Michigan State University with an active shooter killing 5 students?
Yeah, but you're already jumping to like an incredibly tough situation, my guy. They were talking about a street policing situation, and now you're going and saying, so you're talking about that one time they shot up a giant university.
Or Ubaldi.
I ain't taking sides here. I'm just kind of pointing out where he went.
Where they went into an elementary school and killed children.
That was all fucking terrible. Yeah.
Sandy Hook, what happened over 10 years ago. You're sitting there telling us that we shouldn't be carrying firearms?
Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, if you guys are just traffic cops and stuff like that, you guys shouldn't.
No,
if you guys are like a SWAT team.
Yeah, you're not answering my question.
Like I said, I'm just going based on what you said. You called me a predator. I'm like, I never done that in my life, right? I've been in situations where I've been shot at. I had 2 members of my department die in the last 2 months. I've been in situations where I've needed my firearm. I've needed every tool in my belt in my career. You would go out and then see half of the stuff I see. You may change your perception about what you see. It's dangerous.
So you can't call for backup.
What does me calling for backup having to do with
So
using
if you work county, okay, say in my area.
I'm a county cop.
Right, and in my area, I mean, you have miles and miles of nothing around you. Your closest partner is maybe if you're lucky, 20 minutes away. Okay. In the meantime, I've got somebody that has me at gunpoint, and if I don't have a gun on my hip, I'm dead. I am a dead man walking because I have nothing that can go up against another gun.
But how do you think felons feel?
There's tasers, pepper balls, like.
Societal issues are not on the police. Like, I'm not stripping you of your rights, right? That is not. You can vote. I don't give a shit. You can vote. You can carry a gun. You can do all that. That is not my. That is not my job in life. My job is you've been accused of a crime. I got to take you to jail because this, and that, and the third. I'm done.
You're saying that we should have pepper spray, tasers to Michigan State University or Ubaldi? Is that what you're saying? So you're telling me that if I'm a cop, I have no gun?
But
right?
also,
well, he said to the community, like maybe.
No, that's not what he said.
Maybe
the prompt is, should cops be unarmed? Hold on a second. You just got done watching probably the most tragic incidents probably historically. Ubaldi, may I add, just kids, for crying out loud. And what you're sitting here saying is that we shouldn't be unarmed. What is it would you like me to do if someone has an AK-47 killing kids? That's my question to you.
We actually have our own rights. That we actually have our own rights to carry and defend ourselves in certain situations like that.
With all due respect, that's not the question I'm asking.
But if you want to use your body,
I'm asking you if you were I'll ask in a different way. If you're a police officer and you have no firearms, you got your pepper spray, you have your taser, you have your baton, and you are responding to Ubaldi.
They should have a rifle. I believe they should have a rifle.
What are you going to do?
I would say that I would call for backup to the proper authorities that would be entitled to have those weapons that are not in the general community.
I get what he's saying.
No, but what entitled to have weapons? Who? What agency?
So like the
SWAT
UK.
and above.
Yeah, what he's saying.
It's
like United Kingdom. How United Kingdom, their special force in their police department have weapons, but they're regular.
So why should you just be? Why should you have the ability to just tote around a gun? That's my question to you.
What's that?
My question to you is, just because you're a cop, why should you have the right to tote a gun around just because you have a badge?
No. That's not what the prompt is. The prompt is cops being unarmed. Cops being all of us.
Yeah, but you use your body, and your body, they took like over an hour to respond when they were there. So you had the guns and you still didn't.
What I'm saying is that he's saying cops. Cops is a very, when you say cops to me, you're talking everybody. Every single cop, okay? And you're saying we shouldn't be unarmed. Okay.
You shouldn't have guns.
I feel like someone stopping traffic doesn't need a gun, but like, I feel like if you're responding to a 911 call, you should have a gun. That's pretty simple.
Okay, so you know what? Next time there's a big active shooter going into a university, then I guess we're just gonna let him shoot all the students.
So I have a question for you. So, all those countries that don't have their police officers carrying guns.
Not many, just so you know.
Oh, I know very well. That's the work that I do.
Okay.
So, and even been there to see that. But what I'm saying is that, have you ever thought about how those countries respond to those situations? And can we do the same?
We absolutely could not do the same because we have criminals here, and I'm not speaking of y'all, but there are people here that still
Okay,
carry,
but don't say I'm not speaking of y'all.
regardless of it, if it's against the law. If you were to take guns away from illegals, criminals, people that are not from here, I would 100% agree that officers don't need guns
So
and
are
that
those
we
mass
could go
shooters?
do
Because
what?
I think the mass shooters are not the ones, the immigrants, and the taking it all
No,
away.
but and that's what I'm just giving examples.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
so
giving
the
examples.
She's right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
so the mass shooting
it's
and
a
all
Second
that
Amendment
is
issue.
A constitutional right to bear arms, right, allows
It's a right.
everybody in this country to bear arms. Well, not
Which is
everybody,
rare.
not everybody. Let me be specific. If you're a law-abiding citizen to carry guns, the amount of guns that we have in America, doesn't it outweigh the people that we have?
Yes.
Hey, these
That's
countries,
crazy.
they don't
That's
have a
a little
Second
bit
Amendment. They don't have a constitutional right to bear arms. So it's a lot easier to say, you know what? Y'all can't bear arms, so y'all can't bear arms. In this country, we can. So I'm just being, like I said, everything is anecdotal. I've been in situations where I needed my gun, and you were absolutely right. Would I do the job without one? Hell no, because I've been in situations where I needed one, and you know what? I had it. It's equal force. I'm being shot at, I'm about to shoot back. Not just, hey, I have a gun on my hip, I'm just about to, you know what, guns. That's not how I do my job.
And the thing that popped right from that prompt is just active shooter, active shooter, active shooter. That's
And it's not even it's not even active shooter. It's just being shot at by itself.
I haven't done the research, or I don't know if there's any empirical data to know exactly in other countries how they respond to someone who has an AK-47 that goes into a
But you're ramping back to a very specific situation. Ugh.
building and starts killing people, and yet we're a police force that doesn't have any firearms. I don't know.
They
I would have to
special
do the
units for it.
research.
They do have special units where they're just not out on the street where you see them all the time, 24/7.
Exactly.
But you said something, and I want to bring that up. Hold on one sec. You said something. You said that the people with the guns are oftentimes criminals or, people like that. And I want to say that those mass shootings that happen in our country are from people that pass a whole tons of background checks and are law-abiding, to your point, and all these things, and all of a sudden, and that was my point earlier about when people snap or whatever might happen, and we have to be clear in identifying that, because we get labeled like we're the ones doing all these mass shootings, all these things, these horrible, egregious things, and 96% of the time, it is not a person that was formerly incarcerated.
And to your
or
point,
had a
That
felony.
is true.
So let's be clear on that part.
Right, and then we get labeled as killers.
Right.
But you're just doing a whataboutism now, to her very good point.
I think I've heard agents of racial genocide is what we've been
Welcome
labeled
back, Breezy.
before. And all this, and again, my point was just, I'm talking about one specific type of, incident where,
But we have to
I
pay
think
attention
everybody
to
would
that,
agree.
though.
I think everybody would agree.
We all
Like to
have
have
to
a
pay
firearm.
attention to that, though, and be clear and be very honest with that, and identify it, and not try to it sounds good, and let's get some news on this, and let's just label them and put everything on them, because
Yo,
that's how
Kaiser.
we feel, because that is actually what's happening. And then when we know the truth and the facts, and it comes out, it's like that person was never been incarcerated, never had a record, never anything, and do the worst harm to our society, our communities, because believe it or not, the vast majority of us on this side of the fence want safety just
Well,
as much.
I was just seeing
as
if
you
you
do.
was
Hey,
to
good
hear.
humans. Zach here, checking in to ask if you're
For
doing your best to protect.
people who have shunted Ralts and Barbaro, what do you usually see come up first? Is it usually a Barbaro over a Ralts?
Media, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial so you can start protecting yourself and your information. Be sure to check out the link in the description or scan the QR code to start your free trial today. Thanks so much to Aura for sponsoring this episode. Now, let's get back to the video.
Police violence is blown out of proportion.
Thank you, Breezy. I see.
I think that really depends on where you're at, whether it's city, town. I think it really depends on the department because you have a lot of departments that
Oh, good. Thank you, Shadow.
you see a lot of that stuff, but then you have like the smaller departments that you don't see none of that. And you have community policing. You know, we go out and we do activities with the kids. We do activities with families. Yes, we still do our job. We still pull people over, but we're not, I guess, what you would call harassing people in some of the ways that the big cities do.
But I mean, you technically are though. Like, I mean, justifying your bad behavior and your violence for you guys doing community work, it just doesn't go hand in hand, you know?
I understand people's sentiment where one incident where it looks extremely bad is wrong, and then it casts an entire umbrella over the entire profession. I may have a different perspective or different perception of what you're looking at than you do because I'm in this profession, but the way that I guess that we look at things now in the media, it's blown completely out of proportion.
So when we see the videos of a police officer handling a child and that cop has become violent towards a child.
And I agree, but my thing is, has it been blown out of proportion? I see that one incident.
We see it a lot.
You do see it a lot, but you have to also take in consideration that there's over 1,800 agencies in the entire United States. So if you look at the big grand scheme of things as it relates to all these agencies, and you do see violence, you do see where it's scrutinized, where it's brutal, but if you take the numbers, it's very, very minimal.
If you look at all the public contacts with all agencies nationwide compared to these bad incidents or the perception of bad incidents, it's a very micro compared to the macro of how many public contacts all the agencies have with the public.
I will 100% agree that every time something goes wrong with the police, everyone on Twitter and like society blows the fuck out of proportion.
Those are the ones that you do see. I mean, even before.
I'm not saying that every form of police violence is blown out of proportion as a black man, but I definitely can look at some situations and be like, yeah, they blowing some shit out of proportion.
And it was brought up earlier about the media blowing it up, and we agree to that.
And that's coming as a black man.
King, there was Emmett Till, there was all these
and you
people,
know, and honestly, there's bad officers. And good officers will be the first ones to tell you there are bad officers. There's bad in every workforce that you're in. Everything. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, we are the first ones to kind of, hey, you know, that's too far.
And I used to work internal affairs, and I personally arrested 2 prior police officers.
I also worked internal affairs, and I can tell you out of 30 plus of these tribunal hearings, a lot have been terminated. So there is some accountability. I think we're heading in the right direction, considering 20-something years ago, you know, you did something bad and, you know, it got swept. Now social media obviously has magnified it by hundreds and hundreds, which is good.
But what social media has done is just allowed everyone to see what's happening in the moment, right? Before we got it weeks later, months later, years later, so no one knew what was going on. But now we have the ability to film it in the moment and say, hey, look at this, and this is what's being captured. And violence that's perpetrated against people who, whether they're doing something wrong or not, is so, I mean, it's to the point where it's not even harmful anymore. It's tragic. Why? Because we're all human beings. And there's a culture of violence that perpetuates within the department itself. And I've had good cops reach out to me and said, they're not listening. And if I say it, if they know I'm saying anything, I'm gone or I'm going to be hurt.
Police violence is completely blown out of proportion in a sense that it's completely biased. Why isn't nonviolence or me saving
How
someone's
many
life
encounters? I'm at like 7K.
not blown out of proportion?
My shit don't work though, my GEC.
I don't believe it's blown out of proportion because I believe it's just barely getting the exposure that it needs.
It is what it is. That's what it is. Each time I've encountered the cops, it's just been like the most negative experience of my life. Like, I'm addicted to the news. And every time I turn on the news, it's another cop killing. Like you said, maybe they don't report what's good out there, but they do report the bad. And I watch it every day of my life. Like, I see how the cops treat people.
If I may ask you, if you did see the good, would that give you a different perception about the police?
It's not that I don't see the good, it's that it just doesn't, I haven't seen it happen, I haven't experienced it, I haven't heard nobody in my community like have anything good.
So I've seen the good when I was 16 years old. I'm in my 40s. I actually had a police officer who was my hero. Every contact since in multiple states, multiple divisions, has violated me, stolen from me, taken from me, and stripped me of every value I ever had. The way y'all talk to me, the approach, I'm so respectful. 18,000, that's what you said? Divisions?
No, 1,800.
1,800? How many prisons are there? And how many inmates? And then we're disarmed when we come home. We can't vote, so I can't compete with you on my laws. I can't carry a gun. I can't defend myself. I can't even carry a knife. The exposure
This is
barely...
Jubilee. It is a police versus criminals middle ground. Jubilee is a video. Shad, I'm assuming you can hear me. But Jubilee is a video that, or the fucking YouTube series, that'll take 4 people from 2 different sides of a topic in society and go from there. Let them talk on different issues.
There. We need more
also,
exposure.
There's another chat in game I'm responding to.
The LA County area, from the islands of Hawaii originally, every police in between them seas to the East Coast has always spoken with disrespect. They don't pull us over on a speeding ticket like, hi, how's your day?
Yeah,
How you doing? Do you got any emergencies going on?
Yeah, they come with their guns.
When's the last time you was arrested?
Who, me?
No, I'm just saying that's the approach when you come to the car window, right? Is on guard.
I don't talk like that. So I hear where you're coming from, but I don't talk like that. So some people do that. You talk for them, but you said us. You just pointed at us and said us.
The department. All departments. All
I don't know which
I don't
department
know
they work for, but I work for a department, and I've never seen these people in my life. I've never seen you in my life. I've never encountered you in my life, but I wouldn't come at you like that.
So you don't cuss at people when you walk up to them?
Oh, absolutely. When I walk up to them, no. Now, if they're cussing at me, I might cuss back. Absolutely. I'm going to allow you to dictate how you want to allow this interaction to go.
What if I speak to you with respect and you back there and you pull my license and it
You're
says
still
parole
gonna
date
get
2036?
You're still going to get treated with
Walk up
respect.
to you?
I've never, not one time. So you guys are 4 out of hundreds I've
you
came
can
into
come do
contact
ride-alongs
And that's
with
fine.
me.
But what I'm saying is I'm coming to you,
I
what are
will
you on
show
parole
you,
for? I'm on
yes.
parole for this and that and the
Your
third.
computer doesn't
Now,
tell
if
you
you're an
what,
asshole,
that's my response.
if
Your
you're an
computer
asshole,
doesn't tell you, you got to do your job.
Yeah, and the dynamics change because everybody's got body-worn video now, or dashboard video, and everything's recorded.
Yeah,
all
but
these
that's the reason
contacts.
you guys have them. That's exactly why you guys have body cams and dash cams.
For
Because even your own
transparency.
departments don't
it's
trust
for
you.
transparency. So if I do something, the public knows why I did something. That's what it's for. I grew up in the era of body cams, so I'm fine with it. I turn it on every single time. I've had people say, hey, this person is rude, this person this and that and the third. They watch the body cam, did nothing that they said.
Bingo. And I'll
But
jump into that.
technology is policing you. So technology has little air. Human beings are policing us in the community of a community that you don't even know our values. You come from 30 miles away as a difference in the values. So I believe that it does need more exposure beyond the cameras that y'all
Well, I
hold.
think if you're going to say it needs more exposure, I think the good side also needs more exposure. I think policing
Jackie.
in a whole needs more exposure.
I mean, I grew up with that
UNCS?
in school, DARE programs and all these false hopes.
But that's not, the DARE
That's your
program has
exposure.
nothing to do with patrol and being out on the streets and working with people and families out on the streets. I see the good in policing, but I also see the bad in policing. So, like I said, if this one side needs more exposure, I think it all needs more exposure.
I grew up in the community. I'm not judging you, but yet you see me with a uniform, you automatically judge me. And I don't think that's fair.
Well, that's because...
I don't know, because you kind of, like, if you're becoming a cop and you walking around in your uniform and you carrying a gun, you're already kind of setting off an image about who you are by the way you dress. So I feel like it's fair to judge you. You walking around in a fucking uniform, showing off your shit. I don't know. Maybe if cops conceal carry, but like even then, we still know you got guns.
That comes from her experience. That's what she's trying to say.
Exactly.
It's like as
That
soon
comes
as
from
the
her
uniform
experience.
is put on, the badge, it's like, and for
An
most,
ego trip.
because I'm in that work, and I see it, and it's like the ego comes in, or that power.
Yeah, it
and
do.
As human beings, we must feel like we're in control. It just seems to be an innate thing within all of us. Oftentimes, people with titles and roles allow the titles and roles to justify what they do. The good is there. The good is there. There's 4 of you right here. You have some conscience. That's what I'm hearing.
Committing a crime is never justified.
Hello.
Does anybody agree with the prompt?
Everything is a crime now.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
Committing
That
a crime
prompt,
is never
It's a
justified.
very open-ended question. I shared a part of my story earlier about the person, the officer, who was there to protect, serve, and he committed a crime against me. Was he justified? Because he's a police officer, a detective. I forgave him. And so that's why I couldn't step forward, because I had to pause for a second. I have to take a neutral stance here, because that's not our reality.
I was 14 years old, and I was deciding to not go to school. And my stepdad came up and yanked a cover out from underneath me, and I hit the ground off of a bunk bed. And I got up cussing him, and he slapped me across my face, and I was the one that was taken to juvenile hall. But damn it, my crime was justified. You know, I think with anybody, with any crime that is committed, there's a reason, there's a background, there's a story.
There you go.
There's circumstances that you have to find out, and us as police officers, that's our job, you know, and we'll take it from there.
So none of you as officers stepped forward and felt like it was unjustifiable the minute that you put your badge on to commit a crime?
No.
Not one of you?
I feel like
She
it's
just
justified.
asked for an instant.
Right, I feel like some things
You're
are
an addict.
justified for basic survival.
I'm just curious if
Deal
out
with,
of 4 of you didn't have that one concept and you took an oath to protect and serve my community, his community, your community, her community, and not one of you stepped forward. I was gonna step forward and challenge it. I hesitated and went back because I wanted to rethink it. Not one of you felt like when you put on that badge and that tool belt that there was no justifiable reason to commit a crime, because it'd be self-defense, right?
Some things are justified. Like I just said, basic survival. I
Food,
deal with
yeah.
transients all the time, right? They go and steal something. My department requires me to do something when somebody steals something. Now,
I have a
do I think it's right? No, but he's hungry. It's my job, so I have to do something or I'm gonna get fired. Can I pull out my card and pay
I've
for
done
it?
that.
No,
Yep. I've done that.
But I can't. My department doesn't allow me to do that, so I can't do that. I have to do something. They say, hey, I want him to go to jail, he's going to jail, based on what that person said. With your situation, if she would have took the knife to the officer, that's justified to me, right? In my eyes.
Yeah.
Now, do we have being justified and dealing with the consequences are 2 different things.
I'm totally accountable. My years in prison made me 100% accountable for me in every action that I do and every thought that I make. So I've served federal and state prison. I have a parole until 2036 for narcotics. I've never hurt anybody. Nobody's ever overdosed from my drugs. I just got caught under the Reagan laws. I was raised in there. I've created my deepest friendships that I have in there. I've left women behind in there. The problem is that when I found myself in trouble since I've been home, the last number I would call is anything with a 11, 211, 411, or 911. My loss of faith and belief in the whole entire police community is gone. It ain't no 2% of you in my eyes. There ain't no 1%, because you might be a hero one day, and then 16 years later, back against the corner, lose everything you stood for. And it happens, we're humans.
Just a prompt. Anything that you've done to get you where you were was never justified.
If you look at justifiable, no, I was greedy. I was taught to hustle.
But why did you start?
Because I was hungry.
You were justified, but you're still going to get arrested. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't justify it, I'm accountable. See, there's a difference, you can't.
That's not what I'm saying. I understand where you come from, but I'm still going to arrest you. I'm still going to do my job.
Because this is job.
Yeah, I'm
So
still going
what
to do it. So
is-
I understand your story. I hear you, but you're still going to jail. That's what I'm saying. Is it justified? I get it. You were hungry. You had to do what you had to do. You had to do what you had to do to survive. I get it. But you're still going to jail.
You're doing a job that the department told you to do.
Right.
You just said that Would you want it to come out your pocket to probably feed the person that was stealing something because they're hungry? Because in your humanity, you know what it's like to be hungry.
Agreed.
But in your job, you know that if you don't do what you're told, and the procedures and stuff, that you're going to get in trouble. You probably lose that job, and that's not something you want to do because you also have to feed your family
Agreed.
and feed yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So I think we can all agree, some of you have good intentions and you go in with that. But it's a department that has a culture of violence. You can't help but to pick up some of those.
The individual officers, it's the
Number one.
entire system.
Number one. So I served 27 years in prison, in a maximum security prison for women. I had a sentence of 25 to life for the crimes of kidnapping and murder. That's what I was convicted of. Did I do it? That's a different story. No person that represented a system helped me. Punishment has become the response to every damn thing in this country.
Because it's like we're out in the street living every day to survive. We're out in the street doing our own thing. When you guys as colleagues come after us, like at what point does it justify your colleagues to do all that stuff just because they have that badge? When y'all colleagues are shooting at us, how does that justify you guys' crimes? That's what I understood from her. I understood like when you guys are, that's what I got.
Yes, I was agreeing with what she's saying. You're out in the streets and you guys come and do all this and that. Well, who's calling? Who's calling us to get to where you're at?
All right, let me give you a perfect example, right?
Okay.
Let's say I have a broken down car.
Okay.
I have a broken down car and nobody called you. You just happen to see a broken down car. And I have my emergency lights on too, so I'm declaring that I'm having an emergency situation.
Okay.
You see me out and about, I'm on my phone, I'm in a safe area on this side, on the right side of my vehicle where I'm not in imminent danger. I'm following all my protocols. Let's say I even go as far as putting a road flare or a cone from like a traffic kit. I cover all my T's and A's, I'm literally trying to avoid you because I don't like you. So I'm doing everything I gotta do, but here you go. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, what's up? Do you need help? And I'm like, no, sir, I don't need any help. I've called AAA, they're on their way. I verbally communicated with you that I'm good. I'm in no imminent danger. I put my cones up. I'm waiting for AAA. I relayed to you, verbally communicated that I'm okay. I'm not bleeding. You're not seeing anything going on with me that would attract you to come after me. But here you are, grabbing at your belt, pulling at your thing.
All right.
Just seeking for something to go after. Immediately see, like you're like a predator, bro. You're literally hawking eye into your target. And you're like,
I'll get on Csgo in 16
and here
minutes
you go.
when this shiny
You been
thing
drinking
ends.
today? I'm like, bro, I just told you I don't need your help. Like I'm sitting here waiting for my AAA to come with a flat tire because I got a wheel lock. But have you been drinking today? Are you on probation or parole? Immediately
Wait, don't
it's
go
like,
wingman
dude,
because then you're gonna outrank me.
I'm in distress. I've advised you I don't need your help. Put up all my flares, crossed all my T's, dotted all my I's, but you continue to push the subject.
Yeah.
And then you go as far as like pulling your gun. Why are you getting hostile, sir?
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't
Click.
happen. I'm just saying.
Why are you getting hostile, sir? Click. You good?
Yeah, so
I feel like you're getting hostile, sir. Put your hands where I can see them. Click. There we go.
So I'm going to tell you what I always used to say in the streets when I work
mean,
patrol.
do we agree here?
This is what I was going to say. I'm going to tell you what I always say in patrol. And this is what I said in my earlier comment where we get painted with this broad brush. First of all, I would have given you a ride. When you say you, I just want to make sure and be clear that me personally.
That's why I have AAA though. I don't need a ride.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. What I'm saying is that in my mind, you're speaking about me personally, I would have helped you no matter what.
But I don't need your help. I've advised you, verbally
Roger
told
that.
you.
That's
when
fine.
you were 10
and you
feet
know
away,
what?
and you kept
I
coming
would have
towards
went to
me.
I would have took off
When
and
you
went
were
to
like
Starbucks and
15
got a
feet
cup.
away.
I would have took off, went to Starbucks and got a cup. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that I'm going to tell you what I always used to say when I used to work in the streets. You know what? I can't speak and I can't feel what you feel.
So why did you?
Let me finish.
See what I mean?
Yeah, let him finish,
You guys
man.
are predators, bro. Exactly. Nobody called. Who called you?
You're not letting me
So
finish.
who called you?
You're not letting me
But
finish.
that was my question. That was your question, right? Who called you?
Did I let you speak?
But nobody called you.
Can
I speak? Can I say
we,
something? 'Cause I feel like
he doesn't understand the. Can we get a little protocol
what he
here,
started
the
off
Q&A,
with.
where he talks and then I talk?
Yeah,
Because
one
she's
second.
not letting me talk.
Okay, you can respond and then I
Okay.
want to hear from Star and then you
Yeah.
have to go to the next
And
one.
can you just please let me finish? Okay.
I mean, I'm answering the valid points validly, Just saying.
You're not letting me. You know what? Disregard.
it's good. We
You're
don't
not
gotta
letting
agree,
me
but
finish
I
what I'm saying.
gotta say like
What I'm trying to.
But you gotta have more patience as a police officer.
Well, no, it's
you just got a quick snap and I can see it.
You always gotta be right, like,
No,
you-
I'm
you-
just
you don't
used to
always gotta be
argue. When
right.
I argue, I always
think
let the
I think
person
you made a
speak as
valid
much
point,
as you
like,
can.
I think you just
and
want
then once.
the crime that was committed, like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cop. I saw the cops. I grew up in the 90s, so they would give baseball cards, and I thought the cops were the coolest things because I had a real bad childhood, like with my parents, and I didn't really have friends like that. But the cops would be there. But the second I got my lowrider bike, like the cops would pull me over and give me
There you go.
tickets, and I'd be like, "Why don't you
I'll
stop
tag you.
them over there?" It's like, "Well, we're stopping you. How are we gonna stop them?" And then I would get tickets constantly. I was just a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I liked the lowrider culture, and they would give me tickets all the time. Then my parents would be like, "Why are you getting tickets?" Like, I don't know. They just keep stopping me. And then like maybe I'll ditch school, and the cops will like, like sometimes they'll get me from a certain neighborhood and drop me off in like far away from my house, like, or sometimes, and I was a minor, and they'll get me from the streets and take me to the police station, which I found out later was illegal. And they made me to who I am, and they made me think that I was a bad guy until like I realized almost like 13 years ago, I don't got to be that bad guy no more. But the cops made me who I was.
And I'll share, like, I've never served any time like that. I was arrested as a 13-year-old. Literally I still looked like I was 10. I was smoking weed at the park, and I got immediately apprehended, taken into custody. I got handcuffed behind my back, and then I got placed in a cop car with no divider. It was like a park cop, so no divider. And then when he started asking me about my name and stuff, so I was like the adolescent phases. I didn't want to answer him. I didn't have to.
Why not though?
He's a minor.
Because I'm a minor. You don't have to interrogate me without my parents.
You don't have the right to talk to them.
That's incorrect. You committed a crime.
See, but I mean,
But I don't think you're well.
All right,
I don't think you're well versed.
One second.
One second, gotcha.
So without the barrier, and he kept asking me questions, and I just simply didn't want to answer him. I didn't have to at that point, So he got upset that I didn't, volunteer with whatever his demands were, and he just punched me in the chest as a handcuffed 13-year-old kid, knocked the wind out of me, whatever, It went as far as violating my rights. I never even knew that I could have told his commanding officers or even the watch commander once I got to the jail, yo, this guy like sucker punched me in the chest, like he knocked the wind out of me, he abused me, he abused a minor. I didn't know any of that. Now that I'm an adult, because I'm a felon, because of course that, escalated into more things like gay marijuana, and marijuana was hella illegal back then. I'll be damned if you guys mess with me like all over again, and that has happened to me.
I get it.
That's why I got road flares in my car. That's why I keep like a kid,
I get it.
I cross all my T's and dot all my I's, dude.
Criminals who commit violent felonies don't deserve certain legal rights.
You know what? I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't do this episode no more. It's not making any sense. The questions just don't make sense to me.
Sorry.
I can't really get my point across how I want to. The questions are kind of like reversed, like you're asking a question, but you kind of. I can't do it.
I totally understand.
I can't do it.
You can always share whether you agree or disagree.
And I can't be on camera doing that.
I totally
I'm trying
understand.
to get my point across at the police, you know what I mean? But I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that, and if I can even get my point across, there's no point in me being here.
So
God damn.
Can we take a smoke break then? Oh, I can? Oh, yes.
I fear the other side. Step forward if you agree.
I think it's part of their job to put fear in us, but it shouldn't. Every time just for a traffic ticket or just being stopped on the street, it was always like guns drawn right away. And every time they point their guns at me, especially towards my back when I'm not even looking, like it just gives me this fear, like, and then not only that, they like to manhandle you. They like to grip on your knuckles when they already know the procedure. I spread my legs and I try to do everything right, and they still try to manhandle you each time. They try to hold you so you could react and do something. It's like that. It's like their job is to incriminate us. And for every traffic ticket, it was always like, I always had my driver license, my insurance, so every time they would come at me, I'll start cursing them out. Like that was me, that was my whole, from ever since I turned 18 till I was like 30, I was just cursing them out every chance I get, and I'll love it. Because they'll give me a ticket each time, and I'll be like, okay, like I don't care, like I'm paying for my freedom, and that was the cost of my freedom. But I did fear for my life each time. Every time like they manhandle me and talk down to me, all I would think about was my kids. Like them, if my kids wanted to see how these people act, because my kids look up to me. But to see the cops like act this way and then laugh about it, who are these people? Like they bring fear to the community. They don't bring any peace or nothing like that. You know, and that's how I grew up. I grew up with so much aggression towards the cops, like so much aggression until I realized, you know what, I'm not who they made me to be.
I have a dangerous job, just like how you have children. I don't know if everybody has children. I want to go home to see my children, so I don't necessarily fear the other side. I just fear what could happen if I let my guard down while I'm doing my job. And that's it. Once you start off aggressive, I kind of have to match that because in the...
As much as I've been enjoying this video, I want to put some daily dose on. Let's get something a little...
Hello everyone, this is your
better.
daily dose of internet. This mouse was smart enough to set off the trap using a stick.
Yo. W mouse.
This experiment is called a Rubens tube. The purpose is to show the relationship between sound waves and sound pressure.
So cool.
Give me the baby cry.
What the fuck?
Can you do the beep beep? Oh, what's your favorite sound?
This pizza man had to make a delivery at a military base and stopped to show respect when the bugle started playing. This ostrich kept bothering this giraffe.
Last word. I'll finish my channel.
Don't worry, the ostrich wasn't hurt. I found a YouTuber that makes incredibly realistic cakes.
That's horrifying. Yeah, daily dose.
Someone was driving when they hit a bobcat with their car. The bobcat was somehow completely unharmed, but was stuck inside the front of the car.
Oh my god.
This is a tick full of blood. The limbs of all arachnids are controlled by blood pressure. So this person realized that squeezing the abdomen of the tick will make their legs move.
Oh my god.
Does anyone know how this works?
So creepy. So creepy.
The engine of this motorcycle is so well made that this cup of water hardly moves at all. These construction workers needed to slide over this giant bridge. The way they did it was using regular dish soap from a grocery store. Soap is very slippery and it gets the job done. That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Wonderful.
Today's the story of how one man who was shamed in a bro versus bro
I'll leave it.
competition rallies his entire
Well, I actually know.
I'm a 27-year-old adult man, and we're gonna talk about Minecraft drama today. I'm a 27-year-old adult man, and we're gonna talk about Minecraft. Why? Because yesterday Dream fired off a tweet that sparked some drama in the Minecraft community and got 50 million views.
Jesus.
And I know that because it was all over my damn Twitter all day long. But before we jump into the drama, let's set some ground rules, a little bit of boundaries. Now, generally, the way I operate is I create content. I create slop. All right, I'm a slop maker. And if you guys like my slop, good. Subscribe, hang out. I appreciate it. If you don't like my slop, let me know. You made bad slop today, you shitty slop maker. That's fine. I don't like a passionate fan base who backs me in everything I do. But that's not exactly how Minecrafters operate. And that's just a total difference in what you like from your viewer base and what you curate. And I know that because I sent off a single reply to Quackity because he tweeted out that I'll be live in an hour, and then he was not live after an hour. And I thought that was funny because I get made fun for being late to stream all the time. So I said, that was a lie. And then I trended on Twitter for a little bit. Now, obviously, it's personal trending. I'm not actually trending in the grand scheme of Twitter. You know, if you actually go to the trending page, it's a lot different. SmackDown, Tennessee Titans, whatever. But it's very real that there is a passionate group of people who latch onto every single thing stated. And so whatever I say today, fucking leave me out of it, baby. All right, I'm just here to inform all the boomers who watch my ass what the fuck's happening in Minecraft world while they're taking a break at work or school work or whatever the hell you're doing. And I hope you got your 10K steps in today. Now, let's jump into the ad read, then we'll do the drama right after. As one of the premier right-wing journalists here at Mogul Mail, it's my job to do research, and occasionally I have to pay to do said research. But recently I found out I was paying for 2 New York Times subscriptions. I don't like Wordle that much, but I was able to cancel it thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. If you don't know, Rocket Money is an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. You can use Rocket Money like me to cancel subscriptions or to monitor your credit score, or even set budgets for events and plans you want to do. So to save more and spend less, join the 3.4 million people currently using Rocket Money by using my code. That's rocketmoney.com/mogulmail. Thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring this video. Now, let's jump into the drama, which all started with a tweet from a Minecraft creator that goes by the name Quackity. Quackity, cool creator. And he tweeted out this: "Welcome to the QSMP, begins on March 22nd. And he dropped a little video. We're not going to watch the video, but I just like the song a lot. Anyway, an SMP is a survival multiplayer server. I think it actually just stands for survival multiplayer. But it's usually a server where people go on together and do shenanigans. The very popular one from a couple years ago was the Dream SMP. And that I think is dead now. I think it's gone. It's faded away. And so this is a new SMP it's good slop for Minecraft fans, basically. And it wasn't really announced what it would be, but it did show both English and Spanish in the video, and he followed up with a reply on his alt account, because every Minecrafter has an alt account. That's one of the rules.
Please enable shiny luck.
Bilingual SMP
Fuck.
server, which makes a lot of sense.
Give me
'cause
streamer
Quackity
luck
himself is
abuse.
bilingual, and that's a big part of his channel. Sometimes I'll watch him and he'll just be speaking in Spanish, and I'm digging deep on those streams, man. I'm trying my best. My mom is a Spanish teacher, all right? She's Spanish by blood, and I have that in me too. Don't understand a lick, but I'm trying out there. And the drama started because a week after that tweet, right? That tweet was March 22nd. A week after, April 2nd, Dream, one of the biggest Minecraft creators in the world, tweeted this out: United SMP, the first multi-language SMP with live translation. And it shows the languages: Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, Korean, and English. 60 creators, 1 mod, 1 Minecraft. It's simple, and that's that. And this is the start of the drama, all right? Because if you look at the date, April 2nd, the day after, and let's look at the language here, the first multi-language SMP, Quackity tweets this out: "Welcome to the first multilingual Minecraft server, QSMP, now with live translation. Welcome world."
QSMP is the very first multilingual Minecraft server that utilizes real-time translation, and it is live on the server right now. Hey,
now, clearly this is a produced video that probably existed before Dream tweeted out the photo.
Shadow, I'm getting Counter
But
Strike.
they had apparently come to the same idea at the same time and were launching it at the same exact time, which is weird. It's weird, and it's created a bit of confusion. Before we jump into the confusion, at its core, this is a goddamn brilliant idea. This is a godlike idea. For a long time now, the biggest streamers, or some of the biggest streamers in the world, are non-English speaking streamers. You look at the top 10, as always, XQC's #1. That guy streams a lot and he gets a lot of viewers. But #2 is Gol, who is a Portuguese speaking streamer. And then we have Shaka, who's a Japanese.
I'm gonna pause this movie now for a sec. I pissed someone off so bad. Oh, well, never mind. Going back to our mobile mail. I had like 8 tweets from me, or at me, from some old guy who doesn't have a profile picture. I ain't reading all that.
2015, it is a diverse streaming world, and so to combine those together would be tapping into a viewer base that was before unable to be reached. It would only be exclusive to people who speak that language. But Quackity, as someone who's bilingual, makes a lot of sense. In Dream, I guess as just a Minecraft creator and a general businessman and somebody who wants to grow and work with other creators, also makes a lot of sense. But because they both have a multilingual server and they're both claiming to be the first, people got a bit confused, including our boy Jimmy Beast. Is this the same or different than what Dream is doing? And Dream replies to Quackity's tweet, "It's a different one, smile face. QSMP released as English and Spanish. I announced my live translator mod a day or so before QSMP shared theirs, and they happen to have similar good ideas. Mine will be public. Awesome to see the language barrier be broken." Now, the only thing that makes these not the exact same idea is that so far Quackity seems to be English and Spanish, and then Dreams is a bunch of other languages, like Portuguese and Korean. So that's the one thing that, like, okay, kind of makes sense that this one has its own separate value of multiple language, and this one is more catered to these 2 languages. And then people were even memeing the fact that there were similar ideas being brought up. George tweeted out, "Proud to announce Slut SMP, the very first and only Minecraft server where all your mothers can play." And then Sapnap tweeted out, "Proud to announce Sapnap SMP." And there's a bunch of these memes. They're very cookie cutter memes. Proud to announce whatever was a meme for that day. That's when Dream addressed the drama for the first time. A week into it, he said, "For any of you confused about USMP, which is Dream's one, and QSMP, Quackity's one, drama, Quackity and I worked on the same thing accidentally and kept it private like most projects, and then they clashed. It's basically 2 people who came up with the same ideas and at the same time." Which happens. This actually happens to me a lot when I run my Smash event, because if I want to run a Super Smash Bros. Event on Memorial Day weekend, there's probably another event also running. And although my event would be different and a bit larger, it also has a lot of crossover. The crossover is the problem, because it does hurt both things if people are a part of both, because they're going to pick the one that's more incentivized for them. So it creates a little bit of tension, a little bit of ugly tension, which is what was being created here. And then throughout all this, Quackity was pretty unbothered. He just announced new features for the QSMP like this one.
"Hi, I'm the Quackity that speaks English."
And this is where things get even a little more heated, because in this video, Quackity announces that not only is his English and Spanish, because he is bilingual, speaks English and Spanish, it's going to be all the same languages that Dreams is too. And that was the final differentiator. Right? For a while, it was like, okay, Dreams SMP is like a bunch of languages, and Quackity's is English and Spanish. So it's like one has like slightly different value, and this one has like slightly different value. But now they're the same fucking thing. They're the exact same thing. It's kind of like Diet Coke and Coke Zero. How do you pick if you've never drank either of them and they have no nostalgia? I don't know. I'm not, because I know a lot of people ride or die Diet Coke, but then I know a lot of people who like Coke Zero. How do you pick? They're like the same fucking thing to me. So that's the situation we were in, and throughout all of this, what was Quackity doing? He was just tweeting. He was just living his life. He hasn't said jack shit about any of this. Right? He was just doing his thing. But I do think this confusion created a lot of tension that Dream eventually cracked and publicly spoke about in a small tweet about it. "Ain't no way he typed all this out thinking we gonna read it. LMFAOOO." And this was this is why Dream's tweet about the drama went so viral, is because goddamn, as an English major myself, this is more writing than I have done, and for 4 years I was English literature major. I have a degree, cum laude, mind you. It's everyone saying that, well, who the hell would tweet something so long about Minecraft drama? Are we forgetting that he hired an astrophysicist when he was accused of cheating in Minecraft to write a dissertation on why he might not have cheated? I'm just saying, this is not that out of the pocket for Dream. But I did highlight a few points that I think are worth talking about. The main gist of all this is that Quackity's not replying to him. He just reached out to Quackity a bunch. Quackity's not replying to him. And this is one key paragraph I highlighted. Then I uploaded my translation mod video, which was planned as an April Fool's joke, and posted a simple little promotional photographic. The next day, Quackity announced a translation mod for the QSMP with the same functionality and obviously with the same general idea of bridging the language gap even more by literally live translating. I can't pretend that I wasn't a little taken aback and even slightly disappointed, as I knew this would probably lead to drama. Next tweet, I personally have experienced an elevated level of real-life threats and stalkers, and even had the police involved in somebody showing up at my house, and even put trackers on my family vehicles surrounding this drama for the first time since a pre-face reveal. That's really why I feel like I have to say something about it, despite me wanting to avoid any kind of serious talk about all of this. And he ends with, so like I said, it's really not worth all the drama. I just want to play Minecraft with my friends and can't wait to start doing it again. My idea of the United SMP is going to change to be very different from the QSMP, as to not compete with it, but still with the goal of uniting people from around the world playing vanilla Minecraft. Okay, fair enough. A lot of people, when they see creators work together online, assume they're best fucking friends, and they hang out every goddamn day. It's kind of like when you're in school, you assume your teacher just hangs out at the school and is an NPC there that activates when you walk into the building. Much like teachers have their own personal lives, streamers and YouTubers also have their own personal lives. And who they collaborate with in YouTube videos doesn't always translate to who they hang out with in person. And I think that can create a lot of confusion as a viewer because they assume that's not the case. They only think of the streamers and YouTubers in the context that they view them online, which is a very small percentage of their actual lives. And in that same vein, if creators maybe don't talk in person, you don't have to extrapolate that means they hate each other. And you need to match the vitriol of the creator you like and also hate the person they hate. They might just not be talking, and that's also fine. It doesn't always have to go to the extremes, and I think that's something a lot of people do with creators online, and it's super unhealthy. Now, so far, Quackity said nothing about this drama, but he just went live about 30 minutes ago, and he finally replied to everything that's been happening.
Welcome to QSMP, Portuguese-speaking creators.
How he's adding Portuguese-speaking streamers.
We have Phelps, we have Selbit,
Portuguese.
Forever, and Tasercraft. These are creators.
I could tell you where Brazil is on a map. I don't know why I'm saying
Welcome
that. But look, Quackity's unbothered. He's just doing his thing. So who's the real loser in this situation? The viewers that were way too caught up in this and started setting death threats or trashing either creator online. Makes no goddamn sense to me. People are so involved in creators' lives that I feel like oftentimes they let their own lives slip past them. You only get one life, baby. Get your 10K steps in. Get some vitamin D in your life. Start working towards your goals. If you're spending active hours trying to track down someone you do not like, you are spending more time hating than living, and that's just crazy to me. Doesn't really matter. It's a Minecraft server. Dream's going to change what his server's about. Quackity's server's thriving, and it has multiple languages now. Cool. Go Minecraft. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye. Do something for yourself today. Whatever it is. I'm going to go to Hibachi. Woo!
Alright. Well.
I feel like I said that right.